An 88 handicap is race number 7 over 1200 meters, 3:15. It's the www.trackandball.co.za, merit rated 88. Just a handful of runners go to, well, I say handful, there's 10 runners that go to post at this point in time, and our last check, no scratchings or changes. It's a high rated handicap than the earlier races we've touched on. Donovan, a competitive event, you haven't got a ride at this point in time for race 7, but you have ridden a horse like Father's Frost for Com Naidu. Goodness me, comes into the race with a postage stamp on its back.
Yeah, he's got absolutely no weight on his back today. His last run was, I think, far too short for him.
Okay.
As he's a horse that likes to come from off them. And his penultimate start was too far for him. The 1200, I personally think, is his best trip. And I know he'll be spot on for the day. I know Commie will have him spot on for the day. I mean, at 49.5 kilos, he's going to think he's running loose. And he's in a good space at the moment. The handicap has treated him well. He's dropped him from a 74 to a 66. So he's come down quite a bit in the ratings. And I think he's going to be quite a big runner on the day.
Well, you know, it's interesting because that's why we have guests on the show and we do telephone interviews, because it's impossible for everybody to pick up everything. And to be quite honest with you, and I'll be the first to discuss this with Com when I'm at Ashburton with him tomorrow, is I did overlook Father's Frost, but listening to your wise words about the weight, etc., and it's so interesting to hear that 1,000 is too short, 1,400 is too far, 1,200 should be ideal. And we all know that it's not an exact science, but it's nice to have that information. And you're quite right, nicely treated by the handicapper, and at that weight, I'm certainly going to factor him into all my bets, and I suggest that the punters do too. But as we said, it's not an easy race. There are others. This horse, Spring High of Dennis Dryer's number 4. He's won in his second start, beating Iron Tail, who of course runs, well, who would have run by the time you watch this, runs in an earlier race. Blinkers go on again. He looks to be a progressive sort. Yeah,
without a doubt. Mr. Dryer's horses, they only get better as they have their racing, and we'll have to, like you said, see the way Iron Tail runs early on in the day to make sort of any assumption to the way this Spring High would. I'm not saying that they're the same horse, but if Iron Tail's made any sort of improvement, yes, then Spring High, you must factor him in without a doubt.
Okay, and trip to Africa, horse number 1 for the Howell stable, Anton Marcus rides. You've got to always respect the horse that Anton chooses. And yeah, he's lightly raced, the son of Trippy. He's got solid form. He won well last time. He does have a hefty weight to carry, but he's earned it thus far. And he certainly has to be factored into all your bets. My final numbers, 1, 9, 4, 3, and I'm including number 2, Father's Frost, into absolutely everything. Lightweight, lots to like about Father's Frost, and the 1200 could be exactly what he's needing.